There is a chance that we were not live for for that first rack.
Okay, well, if we weren't, we weren't. If we were, we were.
All right, let's try this again. Sorry, guys. If that was the case, we have just missed the very first rack of the B-side final. My
Yep.
bad. I may not have hit the button when I thought I had hit the button. There's too many buttons. There it is.
Okay.
No reason why I couldn't find the comments is because we weren't technically live.
All
Q
right, so
Sports sometimes live.
it was a little bit of a back and forth with Ben coming out on top. So Ben is up 1-0 and breaking.
Sorry, guys. It's a little bit of a abrupt start. I thought we were live. We were, in fact, not. But we're here now.
Yeah, what a break by Ben. Unfortunately, he has scratched in his side pocket. Joe will just draw this cue ball back down off the 1 ball, making sure he leaves himself angle off the 2.
There we go. We are following along with both the comments on Facebook and YouTube.
He'll feather this ball. He wants to make sure he's still pretty close to that rail for the 4 ball so that he can get out around the 5 ball once he punches through it. Yeah, just like that. That'll work perfect. Just hit this with a tiny bit of right English to get out around the 5. And it's tic-tac-toe from here, I do believe. Little draw off or follow off the long rail back out for the 6. He's just having a look now. He wants to make sure where he ends up on the 8 ball is perfect so that he can get back for the 9 without struggling.
I think he's going to draw all the way back for this 9 ball. Oh, he's putting top.
Yeah, he's got to go around.
Looks like it looks fairly straight on the screen, but he must have enough angle, which he does.
He does not want to be straight here. He's begging for that. Oh, wow.
He is dead straight. Yeah. And you can see him say a couple of words to himself just to talk him through this straight 9 ball.
Don't read lips, kids. No.
Forced it and drew it right back. Oh, that is not what he wanted.
It's heartbreaking for Joe.
Played a good out.
Because he had a really good out going there and just overhit that 9 ball or the 8 ball just by 1 inch. You know, if he has 1 inch of angle there, he is out.
He hit it too perfect.
And he knew it. As soon as it came off the back rail, you saw him flick his cue. He knew where it was ending up. It's amazing that they know the speed of the table that well.
Yeah.
And we forgot to mention earlier, too, that there was a top female payout in this tournament.
There was.
Yeah. Which
it was not me. So
Tasha and Lan, I guess, will be splitting.
Did they split that?
I think so. They went out in the same round, so.
Yeah, sorry, Oscar. I thought I hit the button, but apparently I didn't really hit the button, so it didn't go. Thank you, Grant, for pointing that out. Listen, I'm not a great driver. Lisa's got VIP tickets to Moscone for the 30th. Send her a message if you are interested. I would love to take you up on that. However,
and if you guys that are watching out there are wondering when Joe drew that 9 ball or why he hit that ball like so hard, you're thinking, you know, take your medicine, bank the other ball. There's a little trick shot there. If you saw the ball pop up, you could tell that Joe had the back end of his cue elevated. What the shot is if you can get the cue ball to pop straight up in the air off the object ball, the cue ball catches that rail and shoots it
And
up
shoots
table
out, yeah.
for the 10 ball. So that's what he was attempting to do there, is why he hit it so hard. And it's a cool little trick shot.
I have a really strong feeling.
We got Mark Mapatak in the house, and he is like part gypsy fortune teller. He's saying that he's betting that someone from Barry's team is going to win this tournament.
I like the odds. I'm just going to say.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
You're welcome, Lisa. Unfortunate that it sounds like you won't be able to use that VIP ticket. I would love to use it. However, I am short on vacation days and babysitters. So the least I can do is help you get rid of them, because it would be a shame for them to go to waste. I feel like Moscone this year is going to be a nail biter in all aspects, entertainment-wise,
Oh,
just
yeah.
vibe-wise. I think it's going to be vibrating in there.
The Pearl is back.
Yeah, I know that our colleague and friend Michaela is going to be in the stands from Jam Up, and she is going with a group of 20 people, and they're going to be all geared up in some sort of U.S. jersey, obviously Jam Up. But yeah, I would love to be there. Unfortunately, it's just not going to happen this year. Maybe in 2 years from now.
Ben is starting to run away with this, unfortunately.
I said in one of my earlier streams, you can tell how good Ben is feeling by the speed that he plays. When he's feeling good, he's like, there's barely any downtime in between shots. He's just ball to ball to ball.
And I didn't mean unfortunately. I was going to continue my sentence to say Ben is running away with this, unfortunately for Joe, because he got a little unfortunate with the miss in the first rack by Ben, couldn't capitalize, and then with that scratch, giving Ben the ball in hand on the 10 ball. So
Yeah, it is. It's supposed to be 2-1 right now
yeah, it really is.
instead of 3-0. Every game is such a huge swing in these. You know, a race to 7 is fairly short for these guys. I imagine that this could be over.
This is going to be over real fast unless Joe catches one here. He has got to stop the steamroll.
Even if it goes to the distance, though, with these guys, I mean, they're just running out rack after rack after rack. There's not a whole lot of, 3, 4, 5 inning games in between, right? So.
Oh, that was almost the second time he scratched in that side pocket.
That's right.
And
Just avoided it.
he's come up hooked on the 1 ball. So where do we push? Because I do believe that 9 ball takes away the kick going up table, unless he can see the outer edge and kind of get up behind the 3 and 5 there. I don't think he's got the edge.
It's a little bit tough to tell on this table, but the 2 does go to the top right pocket.
Yeah, he's opted to let Joe have the up table safety. I'm not sure if he's going to like this.
That is a nice shot. A
Yeah.
little tap on the table from Ben.
Yeah, I didn't think Ben was going to like his next shot coming in, but the thing on these little tables is it's the kick is much easier. And as you guys saw, and Grant called it from home, called Ben the mule tonight because he is kicking like one. And look at this. He very narrowly misses that kick as well, but gets the ball safe. So Joe's going to try to just flick off this 1 ball and send it up into the 2-3-5. Just like that. I think he did very, very well there. Very well controlled. I think Ben's got the window here, though.
Looks like it.
No,
Oh.
he didn't.
That's 1.
And Joe will waste no time running this out. He wants to get back to breaking, which is his strong suit. Follow off the rail, come up for the 5 ball. 6 is laying pretty. And I do believe that the 8 ball is far enough up that rail that cutting it into the corner should not be an issue.
Looking live at the table, it looks like that 8 ball is about 3 inches past the pocket.
Okay, then he can play it then.
Yeah. It does look like it's closer to the pocket than it actually is.
So he'll try to get as straight on this 8 as he can so that he can just stun draw back for the 9 ball. And he's done a fantastic job of that. Angle up and down for the 10 ball. Ourselves a match.
Very good. This is exactly where I wanted us to be.
Yeah, I didn't want a blowout.
Nobody likes to see a blowout at this caliber. You want to see, for a viewer anyways, you want to see the tight matches. And of course, these guys want to give each other a run. They're, like we said so many times, they're good buddies, teammates, brothers.
Yeah, no one likes crushing their buddy. I mean, you do, but you don't. So, but giving Joe back the break here, he has been breaking like an absolute animal tonight. So,
almost made the 9.
He's come up dry too, I think. He sure has.
No look at the 1 again, though.
It's always astonished me that you can come up dry on such a small table with all those balls flying around.
The 10 ball break is the hardest, they say, though.
Ben's going to weigh up every option under the sun before he hits this ball.
He's having a good look at this table.
I kind of like the slow roll off the back rail onto the inside of the 1 ball. If he can push it back, I don't know if he can catch it and put it out past the 6 ball. Okay, well, he's going to push out. He's probably getting this one back.
Joe's going to have a look at it, though, because he does have, half the ball, so he can contact it.
Yeah,
Can he come up with a safety?
No, he's left that 1 ball too thin. I mean, he might be able to find cover.
Yeah, he gave it back.
That's kind of why I liked the kick on that one. He might have been able to push the 1 past the 6 and end up between the 6 and the rail. And I think it squirted out enough that Joe has the full ball.
Yeah, he looks like he's got the window between the 10 and the 4.
That's what I was saying, with hitting that 1 ball from that, from leaving that just that edge, it's so thin and so hard to control the speed. Oh, he's going to drill the bank. Probably play it as a 2-way because the 2 ball is at the side, and use the 7 kind of to block if the 1 ball doesn't go. Wow, with the speed he hit that, I am surprised. Because he had the 7 ball as a blocker. He just had to play pocket weight almost. Now Ben will chip off the right-hand side of this 1 ball and go down table, I believe. Or he might play simple safe, and yeah, that's the shot. I don't know if he's got there, though.
I don't think
He's
he did.
under-hit that.
A little light. Stroke test for Joe here.
And he passed with an A+.
Sure did.
As long as he can draw out past that 4-ball and 5-ball, just like that, he is back and away to the races. Is it a 3-ball pass, or does he have to play the combo here?
I think he's playing the combo.
And he played it to perfection.
Yeah, good control on the 3 to leave it over the hole.
And he can now draw straight back if he wants, or he can go forward 2 rails and play it on the side. He's got options. Yeah, he says, I'll just switch hands like Ronnie O'Sullivan, and I'll get perfect for the side. If Ronnie and Johnny can do it, so can I.
Yeah, Lisa, this is a B-side match, so we're going to 7. Once we head back over to the A-side for to play against Stephen, who's waiting in the hot seat, it'll be back to a race to 9. Is Joe breaking with his playing cue? He is not. He does have, I believe, a BK Rush. He's playing with a BK Rush. I was saying, I think it was yesterday, that I thought he had a BK2 back in his arsenal, but he does not. It is, in fact, a BK Rush. Joe's one of those guys that just, he goes back and forth with his breaker choice.
Yeah, always looking for that premium hit that he wants.
Yeah, he's gone to the Rush, to the BK2, back to the BK3, back to the BK2, to the Blackout, back to the BK2.
He dabbled with the Jacoby for a while.
Yeah, but I think he settled on the Rush.
Yeah, I know I have. I'll never, I'm a firm believer in technology, but, sometimes you're like, well, how much better could it be? It is just, I'm telling you right now, if you've got a chance to demo one, or your buddy's got one that he'll let you hit a few racks with, try the BK Rush or the Air Rush. I'm telling you, it's
They're pretty incredible.
money well spent.
But the technology does improve, year after year. So it wouldn't surprise me if Predator comes out with, something that's even better in a couple of years.
Right. I don't know how they do it. Every couple of years, it's just, look at this, another dry break. He squatted the cue ball. About 4 balls hit horns, and it came up dry. And Ben is out here for
trying to think, okay, we're going into our 6th rack. Did we make a ball off the break in the earlier racks? Because this is number 3 that's been dry, right?
Well, Ben's come up way short there and hampered by the 7. But there is a kick behind the 2-ball to the 9, I think, and push the 9 across into the other corner. Or there is enough of the 2-ball to hide. Oh, he went at it. He might regret that decision.
We may see a tie ball game here.
I think Joe has to play the combo here. I'm not sure. The angle for the back cut, I can't really tell. Or if the 2 passes, the 3 clean. Oh, he had lots of room for the back cut.
Oh,
wow. Has he hooked himself?
I believe he is.
Hopefully he can spin
Does he
it
have
around.
time to get around?
No, he does not. He touched the 4-ball.
He's going to be heartbroken.
He's going to shake that off. I think the reason he came up with that is he actually almost overcut that 2-ball to the corner, so he got it a little thin. Had he have caught it thicker, he wouldn't have ended up down by that bottom rail. He would have come off the second long rail back out towards center table. And Ben is away to the races again.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I do like the odds for Ben here getting out on this table. I don't foresee him missing anything here.
The 9-ball is a little bit tricky, but luckily the 8-ball is close enough to it to...
Yeah, the 8-ball leads nicely to the 9.
Right. Yeah, He's hit that perfect. He wanted to leave a little angle, so he was kind of going towards the 8 ball, but not straight at the side pocket. So he may, in fact, when he shoots the 8 ball, depending on what angle he leaves, he may draw into the 9 ball just to pop it back up table so that he doesn't have to deal with cutting it past that horn.
So Bryce has a good question. He says about carbon fiber, why don't snooker players use it?
Wow, he got unfortunate there. He did try to pop the 9 up table. Snooker is kind of a different game. The reason they use a really big grain ash cue, it does allow for some movement in the shaft. You don't want something that's super stiff and doesn't have any throw, and
Right.
and I don't think they've made a snooker or a carbon fiber shaft skinny enough yet to put a 9mm
I think
tip
11.8 is as...
Oh, he missed a 10 ball.
He hung the 10 ball.
Yeah, you need a
And-
certain amount of foam and a certain diameter of the carbon fiber for it to perform. So
Yeah.
skinnying it down like that, it would be the weirdest taper you ever saw in your life.
11.8 is as thin as they come as
Yep.
far as I think the Revo builds the 11.8. I don't think anybody else builds one any thinner than that.
I'm not sure. We could probably ask. Some of the guys out in the audience. I'm not sure if the Q-Tech is the 11.7, and I've never seen the Longoni yet. And I heard it's kind of skinny
I don't think
as
so.
well.
I think Q-Tech is 12.3. I'm not sure, not positive, but anyways.
Good question for the
I
guys
think
out there.
that would probably be a really great question for Ben. But also, I don't think that power shots, is hugely used in snooker.
Yeah, it's much more of a finesse game.
I was just gonna say it's a much more of a finesse game. So deflection, the whippiness, the stiff ash cue, which is very popular for snooker.
No, look at this.
Oh no.
Look at this.
A misstep by Joe when he gets a gift from Ben.
He caught that 7 ball. He was thinking he was spinning to the inside of that.
Oh,
10-5.
Cliff says, yeah, 10-5.
Yeah, I knew Q-Tech made a small one, but I
Oh.
didn't think it was that small.
Wow.
And
Good
Cliff,
to know.
thank you very much.
Sean Blomley is asking if this is the final round on the B-side. In fact, it is. This is the B-side final. So Steven just defeated Ben, put him to the B-side in the A-side final. So the winner of this match that we're watching here will go back and play Steven, who is waiting in the hot seat to possibly double dip.
So there you go. Grant is confirming that when you hollow a carbon fiber down, it loses its integrity down at the 9mm size. So,
Well, there you go.
and if Grant don't know, nobody knows.
Okay, so looks like Ben is off to the races on this rack. 6 to the 7, 8. Yeah,
And that was-
no problems here. Should be tic-tac-toe.
That was Joe's chance to switch gears and slingshot past him. We'll see what happens. Hopefully he can shake that misstep off like Ben shook off his, because he's come right back at her after missing that 10 ball. And we've got a 4-3 ball game.
So Ben is going to maintain the lead after he gifted that 10 ball to Joe.
Yeah, he is doing jumping jacks inside, I'll tell you right
Should
now.
be 5-2 right now.
Yeah, it easily could be.
Yeah. James Brinson says they make carbon fiber for snooker. Most snooker players play with their cue for a long time. Yes, I would have to agree. Yeah, God's Green says they have a 10-5. Thank you very much.
10 ball, Kevin, is very similar to 9 ball in the fact that it is a rotation game. The only difference is there are no flukes. Every ball is a call shot, and the other rule that's kind of tricky is if you play a shot, say on a, we'll just use the 4 ball as an example, and you call it in the corner, and it goes 2 rails into the other corner, like horn, and goes across the table into the other corner. It stays down, but if you've left a hook, your opponent can put you back in. So if you fluke a ball and it's safe, you'll be shooting again. So
Yeah, well, at any time, if you fluke a ball in, your opponent can choose to give it back to you.
at any time,
Yeah.
So those are the two differences. And the biggest difference between 9 and 10 ball is the break. The break in 10 ball is so crucial. I'll bet you if you ask Shane Van Boning how many hours he's put in just smacking a 10 ball break, it'll be in the thousands.
Much tougher, much tougher.
And it looks like Ben's come up a little funny on the one here. I think he can swerve around. I don't.
Does have his jumper out.
He went at it.
And just a fun fact, the jumper that he's using is a Nix Q Innovation custom shaft. And he, more than not, chooses to use it full Q to
Yep.
jump.
Yep.
He just finds that it works so great.
Yeah, and we all love. I don't know about. Oh, is he scratched again hitting that?
Did he scratch? I didn't
Oh
see
no,
it. Nope.
okay, came 2 rails out. So great hit by Joe there. But we've all there's a bunch of us that have gone to the white diamond tip on our carbon shaft breaking shafts too, and it's wow.
Pretty sweet.
Oh wow, should be illegal.
Matt says it could be 5-2 for Joe. Also, some strange missteps. I think you are definitely correct. There's been a couple of unforeseen, uncharacteristic errors on both sides.
Yeah, it was funny that you say that because I think Steph was alluding to it could be 5-2 for Ben, and I was like, yeah, it's 5-2, could be 5-2 the other way too.
Yeah,
So
it goes quick.
that's the thing is one mistake, and it's amplified because generally a mistake on bar box 10 ball costs you at least 2 racks.
Winter breaks could cost you 3, you know?
Yeah. Bryce Powell saying Nick is the man. I agree 150%.
Bob on YouTube is saying, what kind of cue has Ben using? It doesn't look like the Dale Perry I saw him with in the past, and you are correct. He has actually changed into a Predator cue. He's got one of the Predator Blacks is
Yep.
what he's playing with now, in the Revo 12-4. So he has decided to change up his equipment slightly.
He's come to the dark side.
He sure has. We knew it was going to take a lot for him to.
Did Joe call that?
I think he sure did. Actually,
Holy smokes.
he
And-
called the jump on the one. Knew the 5 ball was a hanger.
And now we're going to see him jump the other way, down the other end. Let's see how he comes up here. Does he get away with it? No, he does not.
Does that one ball go to the corner? Like, he's pretty tight on it. I don't think he can back cut it to the top left. But I don't
think
know
so.
if it passes the 8. Maybe?
He's shooting at it like it does. Oh. Was that?
Oh, it was tight. Like, you could tell by how Ben hit that.
Yeah,
It was
well,
close.
he was, I don't know, crazy close to a double hit on the cue ball there. I mean, with the miscue, he didn't get it, but I think if he would have followed that through like he wanted to, that would have been a double hit.
Rick says they're headed to Vegas tomorrow for Moscone, so of course the roads had to get Western tonight in Montana.
Right?
Have a fantastic time at Moscone.
And Ben has called the 2-ball there, but it flicked in off the 6.
A fortunate rub, or unfortunate for Joe, I guess, if however you look at it.
As soon as he got that rub and it went in, I could feel Joe behind me. His
The
body
heat?
temperature went up about 470 degrees instantly there.
Sean Blomley is one of our Q Sports Live International Pool League Ghost League players, and he was fortunate enough to gain a P3 as one of our best Ghost League ambassadors. And he says that changing to the Predator P3 with the Revo shaft changed his game dramatically.
Oh, I'll bet.
We have had this discussion a couple of times throughout the weekend, and if you make the change from a wood shaft to a Revo or some sort of carbon fiber, you got to give it some time. It is an adjustment, absolutely. And whether you make a change to your stance or your bridge or something in your equipment, you can always expect your game to plummet before it comes back up.
Yeah,
So you got to give it a chance.
Yeah, there's an adjustment period switching. And Kevin's asking again, is that shaft that Joe's using a Q-Tech? No, they're using the carbon fiber. Both are using the 12.4 Revo. And Joe has the BK Rush brake cube.
And the air rush.
And the air rush
for the
cube as
jumper,
well.
yeah. And Joe is one who tends to switch his equipment around until he finds the one. I think he is definitely settled on the BK Rush and the Air
I would
Rush.
agree. I know I have. Oh, he has ducked underneath the 2-ball. And Ben will be looking to kick this one rail. If he gets any piece of this one ball, even if it's a little wide, it may go in off the 10. I can't really tell how far up the 10 ball is, but either way, anywhere in the face of that one ball, and he'll have a full, yeah, it looks like he'll be able to kind of come up into that area full and maybe leave a safe back for Joe.
It's a good hit.
Did it get past the 10 ball?
The one ball is a hanging.
See, it did go off the 10 ball into the side, but
Yeah.
didn't quite hit it hard enough.
All right, an opportunity for Joe
And
to close this gap by a game.
He needs to stay at the table, no mistakes, and get back to breaking. Because if he makes a mistake here and doesn't get out, Ben will win. 100%, I would have to say. But Joe is such a strong player. And he'll just draw back off to 6 a little bit, leave himself in perfect line for the 7. Oh, well, he was able to punch forward. Another great shot. And look at the difference in speed in the way the two players play. Joe just rushes the table like a bull stomping around it.
Nice little tick to get shape on the 10. Just check off that top rail.
And Joe is out and breaking.
5-4 and breaking. Rack number 10. Sean says, no joke, a few months had to adjust, but I added the Q-Tech Propel. Gonna take the BK Rush carbon fiber is the way to go. I would strongly recommend, Sean, that you check out the Air Rush. We are all loving it. Just saying.
Yeah. And we're not plugging Predator just for, a lot of people play with different stuff. It's preference, but,
Agreed.
you know.
I happen to love Predator, not only for their products, and they are, you know, they're not cheap.
Nope.
Right?
But they're not cheap.
That's right. Exactly. I mean, and they are really just doing so much for the game.
Yeah, they really are.
Is, like there's not a lot of companies out there that are taking their profits and investing it back into the game.
Right.
And that's their
Yeah.
what is the word I'm looking for?
Kind of their new mission statement.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, because they're saying if we take our revenue, our profits, invest it back into the game, it'll come full circle.
Right.
If we grow the game, get the youth back into it, build some excitement again, bring those old players back, get the new players in, then it's a win-win-win for everybody.
Absolutely. And what I meant about, like, we're not just like plugging Predator and saying, we're saying that our opinion is Predator is the best, but we're not by any means crapping
Knocking.
on any
Yeah.
other companies or anything like that. Everyone, they're all trying to do whatever they can to just make this game, like elevate this game to its next level.
Mm-hmm.
But in our opinion, it's Predator that's the front runner.
Yeah, and it's not that I don't like other products. I gravitate towards Predator because they're making the extra effort.
Absolutely. And, time after time after time, how many Predator shafts have ever failed you?
It's true.
I've never had one fail me.
Yeah, I've had a Predator for, I'm afraid to say how long, but I ended up having an Icon that I regrettably sold a few years pre-COVID, and I think about it constantly. I miss it terribly.
Yeah, it's the one that got away.
Yeah. So I've really liked Predator for a long time, even before, all the hoopla that's been going on. But
Yeah, unfortunately, Ben tried to make a jump shot there and just couldn't get that
launched it.
cue ball from bouncing, and it ended up on the floor.
So ball in hand for Joe here, and he is going to jump at the opportunity to get a chance at this table.
So he's got to be careful here with that 5 ball. That 9 is in play here. He wants to just chop out about where the cue ball is now would be perfect. And look at that, like on a dime. And just punch back across for the 6 off the long rail. Oh, he doesn't want to overrun this. Oh, he's okay. Again, he gets to play that shot he loves, that little drag over. Or you can just hammer it.
Did he get there?
Yeah, I think he's going to have to put a little something on this cue ball, though. I think he got on the wrong side of the 7, so. Come around the 3 rails.
Well, he recovered nicely from that.
Yeah, he did. He got right back into position to draw straight back over for the 9. And he'll basically punch stop this right there. Or maybe he'll follow through. Joe's been surprising me tonight. Yeah, I like that little punch across. Okay, we have.
Oh boy,
We got us a match.
it's a race to 2. So Mark says 700 for a break cue is a bit much for me. I can't disagree. However, the nice thing about Predator products is that they hold their value really well. So if you ever decided to change, you're getting good value for your money if you decide to sell it.
And
So don't ever think it's like, an endless pit of money.
right. And like I tell my wife, she always, why do you have to have $1,000 jump cue? Why do you have to? Okay, so I explain it to her this way. You love your Coach purses, and you spend $400 on a Coach purse.
Do
And-
not compare it to my purse.
Well, I'm saying that how long does your Coach purse last? She still has Coach purses from 15 years ago.
Oh no, Joe. So Joe got a ball off the break. 2-ball kicks the 9 in. Ends up going for a safety. Doesn't get a rail after contact with the one. He just hit it a little too light. So Ben's gonna get a ball in hand here.
Yeah.
An unforeseen gift.
So yeah, as I was saying, her purses last forever paying top dollar, and the ones that she buys that are, 50, $60 on sale, she's gone through, what, 500 of them? So,
Right.
You get what you pay for.
I think my thing too is personally, I don't have any vices. As far as like I'm not a boozer, I'm not a partier. It's like it's pretty much a working mom. So
Yep.
my gift to myself is my hobby.
Yeah.
And if I want to have a nice skew, then I'm getting a nice skew.
Absolutely.
know?
And you work hard, you should treat yourself.
Well, I mean, it's nice, right? I'm not, like I said, I don't have many vices. I do like to shop every once in a while, but, pool, obviously, like this weekend, is where I spend my free time. It's where my friends are. I play the tournaments, I run them, we do commentating.
Jason saying, how much does a coach purse cost? Well, she has about 15 of them, and I think maybe she's bought 2. The rest have been gifts from myself and my daughters. She seems to get something new every Christmas, so she's looking forward to this Christmas, I'm sure. And a coach purse doesn't make you any money whatsoever. But neither does pool. There's 22 players that can say they've made money playing pool in their lifetime, if there's that many.
It's a tough gig for
Yeah.
sure.
You do it because you love it. If you're looking to get rich, go to school and get a law degree.
All right, so Ben's going to maintain the lead.
And
6-5
he is on the hill.
on the hill.
Joe is going to be rotted about that misstep on the safety, not catching that rail.
Payouts: 1,100 for first, 750 for second, 500 for third. So this match right here in the last couple of games is a $250 swing at minimum.
Yeah, I would think so. John says his cues have paid for themselves. Well, yeah, the cue has paid for itself as far as tournament winnings, but I'm saying lifetime, making money at pool would be very, 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 very difficult. But yeah, I mean, some of these top players like Joe here and Ben, I mean, Steven, they hit the dough in a lot of tournaments, so their equipment pays for itself over and over again.
Yep.
But in order to get those wins, they need perfection out of their equipment. So it's not a wonder that they've all
And
kind of.
it's definitely a not only a brand choice, but it's a feel choice. I just personally enjoy the feel
Yeah, absolutely.
of the Predator products. I think that they hit solid. Currently, right now,
Oh, another misstep by
rattled the one ball, and Joe leaps out of his chair.
Ben. He sure does. Well, Gary Spence says compare cue cost to golf club costs. You're preaching to the choir there, my man. I went through the P790s this year and the new i525 pings. So
Why is that? Did you snap them over your knee?
no, I just I thought I wanted a little bit. I bought the Ping i525s first because I could just absolutely insane pound them, but found out that I couldn't play a lot of shape with them, like left to right, right to left. So I went and hit a good friend of mine's P790s, and I could work the ball left to right at will and right to left. I mean, some of them were overcooked, but I certainly could move the ball better with the P790s, and I didn't. I still had the same distance with the pings. So look at this. I cannot believe this.
I was actually looking to see if that 3 went. It must have been tight.
I'm just surprised that they're.
But I think that kind of goes for everything. I mean, whether you play a sport like hockey, like you're investing in new equipment, over thousands of dollars every
yeah.
year, right? In hockey equipment, it doesn't hold any value. If you ever wanted to sell it, you're getting pennies on the dollar for it.
Yeah, except goaltender equipment is the only exception. I mean, the pads and the blocker and trapper, they hold their value pretty good. But The
You're
other
not
stuff
helping me
is
prove my point. I'm just saying.
the other
the-
stuff is
the
useless.
predator stuff, like when you buy a queue and when you invest, $1,000, 500,000, $2,000 in a queue, it holds their value. If you ever decide to sell it, you're getting majority of that money back. I think by the time you end up selling a queue, it really doesn't owe you much.
Yeah. Someone put, "I love my left-handed cue." And Gary Spence saying we were mentioning snooker cues. He had a low deflection ash custom made about 35 years ago, and he's been offered like ultra top dollar for it, 35 to $4,000, and he won't sell it for
Those
anything
old
in the
snooker
world.
cues are tough to come by,
Yeah.
let me tell you.
So, well, that is it.
Joe has had enough.
Yeah, he
He's
threw in the towel.
not super pleased with his performance late today. He has a high he holds himself in high regard. So when he doesn't perform, he takes it pretty tough.
But he goes out in third place. That's a respectable finish.
All right, so here's where we're at. We have a B-side winner, which was Ben. So he's going to go back to the 9-foot, back to Steven, who's been waiting in the hot seat for another match. This is going to be still a double elimination. So we're playing a race to 9. If Ben, coming from the B-side, defeats Steven, they will go back to the 7-foot for the B-side. Steven has not lost a match yet, so he still has to lose twice.
Yeah, we are playing a true double elimination format.
Joe has been playing absolutely great, and I actually have said that to him a few times this weekend. He's playing the best pool that I've seen him play in forever. So,
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what? Just like sometimes all the pistons aren't all firing at once, and it just happens. You'll be shocked, no money in that either. All right, so what we're going to do here, guys, is we are going to reset the camera. We're going to swing it back around to the 9-foots. Give us 10 minutes just to kind of get resituated, and we'll be back.
Yeah, we'll get you right back to the action.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Don't